So I'll be showing you my adophase2, and I'll follow through the rubric. I'll show you this one first. Use of a class module, and I'll show you the SQL connection and command objects. So here's my main form. I'll go to phase 2. And for connected architecture, that's what I used to do the SQL stuff. And this will open up a menu when I click it. And I'll do connect. And there I'm connected. And in that button click, what's happening is well, it's going, here's when it opens a connection, it's in a class. Here's a connection, and the string, and here it is being opened, and when I'm connected, I can insert or update and delete, which is what alter is here. So I'll choose this table, and I get all of this. And if I wanted to add a new record, I can do that simply by doing that. And the code for that, I am inserting here. It's taking all the controls input, all of these inputs, they're being passed into the class, and then it takes all of that input and it creates a big string, which is the SQL command string. Here's the beginning of the insert, and then I'm injecting, and then I combine all the strings, and here's the code executing, and I'm updating the data set. And the data set right here, if the connection is open, it will proceed. And see how it's updating here. It's loading the data table into the SDR, which is oh, it's right there. Okay. Alright. Building properties and methods that are exposed. How I did this was I did this. I can filter by the levels below 5 or above 5, so I'll alter a table. I'll make beetle level 100, and I will update that. there is a new level for it. Levels below 5, there's no longer beetle. Above 4, only beetle. Reset. So those are the methods I chose to demonstrate my understanding of that aspect of this assignment. Insert, update, delete. I just showed you altering. I altered the level here by updating. I can also delete. Very simple. I select it in the list view and I delete it. I showed you the data set just a moment ago. I did not use a data adapter for that. It was untyped, what I showed. And for the navigating between rows and columns, I'll show you how I navigated through that. Right here in the list view, I'm navigating through the data set. So I'll show you. Maybe I'll catch a chunk of the code and be able to show you at one point. Oh, I remember. There we go. So this is just creating the control. But here it is. I am calling the class, which I've defined as SCA, and then I call the method getDataset, which is right here, and it's DS right there. I'm calling it, and the table currently loaded is creatures, so the index is 0. I'm getting all the columns from the data set, and then I'm putting all those columns into the list view, and then do a similar form of code to get all the rows, and that's me navigating through the data set. Alright, and so error free, yeah, okay. Now we're disconnected to architecture and strongly typed. Alright, for that I have another button. Now I'm not connecting to the database because I'm using a data adapter here. So I'm just, this is inserting and altering, which contains delete and update. So it's similar to connected architecture, but the code is different since it's typed and not untyped. So I'll add this. So I'll show you the code for that happening. So I have SQA, which it's calling a different class here. Let's see if I can. So here's my typed tables that I've imported, and I used this class SQL arc for the typed, and I just inserted. So here's Here's a creatures table, which has its own class, and the schema was imported, and I get the table of creatures from it, and then I get another property, and that's how I add it. And I got all the input from the controls that the user did. I use a command builder, and I go to the adapter, which is right here. And I simply update the table, and it saves. Alright, so if I wanted to alter something using that form of code, here it is. I select something and then it shows up in these controls, and then I have the ability to alter it. So I'll update ID 5 to level 100. There it is. And for updating, there's the code for it. I'm running out of time, so if you want to pause and look at the code. And finally, deleting. There's a delete and the code for delete. And that, I believe that's everything.